Life Gain, Discard, Artifact, Spellslinger, and Expels. These are all fantastic themes to build decks around, but do you know how to? Do you know which commanders to find? And do you know how to start building them? That's what we're going to talk about in this video right here. First up, Life Gain. We got Frodo, Adventurous Hobbit. He is an Orzhov, white-black for a 1/3. 2 for a 1/3 isn't bad. He also has Vigilance, and partner with Sam, Loyal Attendant. All good things. Alright, so he is originally in 10,565 decks. He's now in 14,854. That's actually not a lot higher compared to some of them. I've had some that went up like 10,000, so not bad, but especially with Sam, together these two are really, really strong. Yeah, again, Sam is all about food and getting food tokens. So food tokens you sacrifice to gain life. So life gain, there you go. There's your connection. Whenever Frodo Adventurous Hobbit attacks, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, the ring tempts you. So the ring temps is not a super popular mechanic. It is pretty good, actually. You can give evasion, you can do a lot of like bonus things. So it's something, you know? Also, I think no one can interact with it. Like, they can stop, maybe they can block the attack or something, but they can't really stop the trigger. Well, I guess they could counter the activated ability, right. Would it be worth it, though? Then if Frodo is your ring bearer and the ring has tempted you 2 or more times this game, draw a card. So you can basically keep making Frodo your ring bearer, and then you can keep drawing cards. Nice little side benefit. So again, this commander is making sure you trigger his ability, gaining 3 or more life. Again, really just keep getting those triggers and find other things that support getting those triggers, and then you're going to be good to go. Anyway, 37 cents. So we got Gwahir, Greatest of the Eagles, keeping with the Lord of the Rings theme. 4 and a white for this 5/5 flyer. And when it attacks, targeted attacking creature gains flying until end of turn. So this gives other creatures flying, which is not too shabby. Also, at the beginning of each end step, not just yours, everyone's, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, create a 3/3 white bird creature token with flying, and when it attacks, it gives something else flying. That gets out of hand very, very quickly, right? So yeah. You're going to keep gaining life, keep triggering Frodo's ability, keep, getting Eagle, which you can use to give Frodo flying to make his attacking easier. Oh, synergy. 45 cents. We got another Sam here. Samwise the Stout-Hearted. For 1 and a white is a 2/1 with Flash. Flash is nice. So when it enters the battlefield, choose up to 1 target card in your graveyard that was put there from the battlefield this turn, return it to your hand, the ring tempts you. So this is giving you an extra ring temps, is kind of the main thing in this deck. The graveyard recursion's nice, but yeah, the ring tempts you is what you're really in it for. 20 cents. And Indulging Patrician. Yeah, I said it right, okay. 1 white black for this 1/4 flyer. One of my students has a vampire deck, and he loves this card in it. It gets a lot more work done than you might think. Anyway, 1/4, 1/4. Flying lifelink. I was about to say flying next, so I said floor instead of 4. But anyway, slip of the brain. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, each opponent loses 3 life. So every time on your turn you gain 3 life, you're going to have your attack trigger with the Frodo, and you're going to hopefully make an eagle, and everyone else is going to lose 3 life because you gain life. That does add up. 3 per turn doesn't sound like a whole lot. It gets work done. Anyway, 105. Next up is Discard. So Toulouse, Clever Conductor. So we got white or blue or black. So again, she is Esper, but you can kind of cast her for the 3 blue, or blue, blue, black, or a white, blue, blue, or whatever variation you want. So yeah. Having a commander where your casting cost is very flexible is already a huge advantage right there. Again, she was originally in 654 decks, now in 730. That's a really small increase. That's actually crazy small. So when she enters the battlefield, it connives. So basically you look at the top card of your library. Actually, I should draw a card, then discard a card. If the discarded card was a non-land card, put a +1/+1 on this creature. So she's a 3/1. She could be a 4/2 pretty easily. This can be very useful if you're using things like Madness and things like that, right? So she does give you a lot of extra value from your discarding. You have to be set up to her discard, though. Anyway, whenever you discard 1 or more cards, exile them from your graveyard. So everything you discard is actually going to your graveyard first and then getting exiled. So that's important to keep in mind. So when she dies, yeah, put the card exiled with it into its owner's hand. So all these cards you are discarding, which is hopefully a lot, you're just going to throw right back in your hand whenever she dies. And that's probably going to be like whenever you want it to. You've got to have it set up so you can control when that happens and get her back easily. So yeah, you definitely don't want to be paying commander tax over and over. So you probably want to pull her back out of your graveyard over and over again. Sorry, 25 cents I should have said. Starfall Invocation. So 3 white. You can gift a card. This is a really nice board wipe. If you're looking for an interesting board wipe, this is definitely it. Destroy all creatures. If the gift was promised, create a creature. Return a creature card from your graveyard to this way to the battlefield under your control. So yeah, you're going to like destroy the entire battlefield, and then she's going to go to the graveyard and immediately come back out again. So you're ready to go, and you get all of your discarded cards straight back to your hand. Boom. That is like the most insane side benefit of a board whip I can think of. Anyway, only 90 cents still. Should be worth more already, but anyway. Unearth. For 1 black, this is a sorcery. I should actually order some more of these. Return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Once again, straight back to the battlefield. Your commander is mana value 3 or less, right? It's 3, so you can do this on her. And if you don't need to do it on her, you can cycle this card instead. 47 cents. Drake Haven, 2 and a white. 2 and a blue. Blue. I don't know why I said white. For this enchantment, whenever you cycle or discard a card, which is going to be often, you may pay 1. If you do, create a 2/2 Drake creature token with flying. So you can just keep paying 1 colorless, and yeah, keep just pumping out these drakes, these 2/2 flying drakes. That's a lot. That's going to be a lot. Like, it's well worth the 1 mana, that's for sure. 40 cents. Artifact. Brea Ethereum Shaper. She is a white, blue, black, green. Again, this is Yor. This is called Yor. Oh my. She's a 4/4. Just plain old human, you know. She doesn't really look it, but her decks were 9,743 when I first featured her, which wasn't that long ago. And now she's in 9,904. I also did a budget deck on her that was all about using clues to their maximum. So yeah. If you want to see an interesting budget deck, all about getting the most out of clues, you can check in the link up there. I'll try to remember to put it in. Anyway, so she has, when she enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 blue Thropter creature tokens with flying. Sure. Pay 2, sacrifice 2 artifacts, choose 1. So she deals 3. So she deals 3 damage to target player or planeswalker. So just automatic damage to a player or planeswalker. Target creature gets -4/-4 until end of turn. So if you sacrifice Pay 2, sacrifice any 2 artifacts, including things like clues. You can just pretty much remove anything, including indestructible targets. And finally, you can gain 5 life. If you need it, it's there. Frankly, I probably should, I should actually build this deck. So yeah, making a large number of artifacts you can sacrifice is really key with her. And what's really important is that this does not care. It doesn't say non-token, right? It says just artifact. So if you're making a bunch of food, if you're making a bunch of clues, if you're making a bunch of whatever it may be, you can turn around and use that for your sacrifice and do all kinds of shenanigans. Yeah. Anyway, 50 cents. Alright, so we got first up Jan Jansen, Chaos Crafter. He is a Mardu, red, white, black for this 3/3 with haste. He can tap to sacrifice an artifact creature, to create 2 tokens, treasure tokens. Not bad. Again, use these 2 to power Brea's sacrifice ability, or just sack him and get the mana. Little ramp, hey. Sacrifice a non-legendary artifact, a non-creature artifact. Create 2 1/1 colorless construct artifact creature tokens. Again, you can sacrifice something like a clue and make 2 from 1. And yeah, you can sacrifice those for Freya's ability as well. Anyway, only 39 cents. Marionette Apprentice. Okay, 1 in a black. So we've got a fabricate 1, so she enters the battlefield. You can put a +1/+1 counter on, or a 1/1 colorless serval artifact creature token into play. Probably the token. But anyway. Whenever another another creature or artifact you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life. So every time you're activating her ability, if you're able to, yeah, it doesn't matter even if you're sacrificing just artifacts or artifact creatures, you're going to be dealing 2 extra damage to each opponent. The value on that gets out of control very, very quickly. 198. And enthusiastic Mechanaut, 1 in a red for this 2/2 flyer. Artifact spells you cast 1 less to cast. Yeah, we're going to be doing pretty much all artifacts, or a lot of artifacts, so that's a good idea. 36 cents. Spell Slinger. It's not actually Niv Mizzet. It's Riku of Many Paths. Again, we got a green, blue, red teamer. This is a 3/3, and he was originally in 1,926 decks. He's now in 2,406 decks. Decks. But anyway, 480 more decks. That's actually not bad. I expected this commander to be way more popular than he is, honestly. I really liked him. I pulled him on my opening, my fat pack or bundle, right? Bundle opening. They're the same thing, but whatever. Okay. And yeah, I was really excited that I got him because I thought like, oh, this is like a $2 card right now, but it's going to end up being like a $5 or more, I bet you. And then it crashed in value. Because I have it. Every time. So exile the top card of your... whenever you cast a modal spell, choose up to X, where X is the number of times you chose a mode for that spell. So it's the number of choices you make. It doesn't matter if you say you have something that lets you choose the same mode 3 times, that's still 3 choices, right? So this is going to count every time. I used him as kind of like a sub-commander. I don't know what to call that. A captain, maybe a lieutenant, but anyway. In my... I made a Modal Master deck with the Aragorn. And yeah, that's one worth checking out. But anyway, so yeah, you can exile the top card of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play it. Sure. It says play instead of cast, because if it's land, you still have it. Put a +1/+1 counter on Riku of Many Paths. It gains trample until end of turn. So this can turn into like a win con by commander damage win con commander. Especially if you set off, you're making these choices multiple times. Very quickly you can end up like with this pretty huge Riku with trample out of almost nowhere. Create a 1/1 blue bird creature token with flying. A flying token especially is always nice. Just make sure you've got your blockers. Anyway, that is only 25 cents. Mystic Confluence. So 3 blue. Choose 3. You may choose the same mode more than once. Once again, if you choose it more than once, it still counts as a choice for Riku, right? So this would be 3 on here and 3 on Riku. So 6 for 5 mana is pretty good. Counter target spell, and this is controller pays 3. Again, you can make that up to 9. So that's actually pretty crazy. The tax counter spells, I always think what you got to use them for is like countering other people's counters, right? That they probably don't have the mana open to sink into it then. Or I guess you could do all 3 modes as that and then just make it like really ridiculously expensive to just be able to do the one thing. So that's all they're going to get to do that turn if they really want to. Return target creature card to its owner's hand. Bounce. You could use this on your own stuff if you want to recast things, or other people's if you want to just get their stuff out of the way. Finally, draw a card. Only 40 cents. Cosmium Confluence for 1 4 and a green. Choose 3. Again, choose the same mode more than once. Search the library for a cave card, put it into the battlefield, tapped, then shuffle. There are some actually really good caves. Pit of Offerings, especially, that should be in like every deck you can put it in. Even, I might say some monocolored decks you might put it in. When it comes in, you get to play it as a land, so it's just a land drop, and yeah, you get to exile 3 things from graveyards. And then it can tap for whatever color, or it taps for colorless. So yeah. Worst case scenario is tapping for colorless, and you're probably going to be able to get at least 1 or 2 of your colors, if not all 3. And then you've got like mana fixing graveyard hate land. Still, it blows me away. Anyway, 25 cents. Right. Put 3/3 or 3+1/1 counters on a cave you control. It becomes an elemental creature with haste. It's a land, and destroy target enchantment. So yeah, you could blow up like 3 enchantments. So you'll get 3 caves or any mix and match of them. Worth the 5 mana, especially if you're getting 3 Riku abilities on top of that. Very good. 25 cents. Prismari Command. This used to be a lot more expensive. This was well over $2 at one point. So 1 blue red. Choose 2. So it deals 2 damage to any target. Target player draws 2 cards, then discards 2 cards. Target player creates a treasure token. Destroy target artifact. So giving a player a treasure token is a really interesting option. I love the flexibility there because you can use it to like help someone out. It gets very political very quickly. You can really kind of like start manipulating things with this. 54 cents only. Expel. So we've got Rowan, Scion of War. So this is a 1 black red Rakdos 4/2 with Menace. Pretty good. Tap spells you control this turn that are black under red cost X less to cast, where X is the amount of life you lost this turn. So this is all about dealing damage to yourself and healing up quickly. And then you get red and black spells. It doesn't say like instants, it doesn't say sorcery, it's just spells. All spells for the entire turn. So even if you can do like 4 damage to yourself, every spell you cast that's red or black, -4 to the colorless cost. That's insane. So yeah, they say life is a resource. This commander is like the epitome of that. So yeah, you can keep doing damage to yourself. You can pop out massive X spells. This is especially handy with X spells. You can use this with any spell already, but really. But X spells means that X is going to be huge. So yeah, pair Rowan with Really anything but X spells gets just insane. Keep in mind that the X spell cast in a turn are affected, not just the first or the last. When I first read this, I read it as the next spell is going to have that cost reduction. It's not the next spell. It's all the spells for the whole turn. Anyway, only 40 cents for him? Or her. I think Rowan might be a her, but anyway. Blood Celebrant for 1 black. This is a cleric, a 1/1. Pay a black, pay 1 life, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. It's more about paying the 1 life, right? You want to be able to do the 1 damage to yourself. You can pretty much put the black in and get a black mana back out right away. So it really just becomes like a lose 1 life. And you can keep doing it as much as you want. And then everything costs less. So this is kind of not really, I don't know if I'd call this an infinite combo because you have finite life, but yeah. 99 cents. Carrick, Son of Yawgmoth. 3 black Phyrexian mana. That means you can pay it with black or 2 life. And he has lifelink, which is very nice. Lifelink. Something you want in this deck. Again, 2/2 with lifelink. For each black pip in a cost, you may pay 2 life rather than pay the cost. So this lets you cast a spell with black in the mana cost and damage yourself, paying the mana, and then you can tap your commander and get a rebate for that mana that you didn't have to pay. Like, oh boy. Very abusable. Whenever you cast a black spell, put a +1/+1 counter on him. So he's going to get big as well. I mean, he costs 7. Or potentially 0. No. Again, yeah, because you could pay your life, right? Yeah, potentially 0. 88 cents only. And Exsanguinate. So our X spell, we've got X black. Each opponent loses X life. You gain life equal to life lost this way. Insane in this deck, right? Because you're going to be like reducing your own life, which might make people go like, oh, we don't have to attack because this person's hurting themselves. And then all of a sudden you're just going to like drain them and boost yourself up. And by doing that, you can like sink your life down a whole bunch and then just cast like crazy. 40 cents. The list. Okay, here we go. We've got Frodo Adventurous Hobbit for 37 cents. Toulouse Clever Conductor for only 25 cents. Brea Ethereum Shaper 50 cents. Riku of Many Paths all the way down to 25 cents now. And Rowan Scion of War 40 cents. Alright, take it easy.